I know my boy Alex Alonso, he not a controversial figure. You know what I'm saying? He come with facts and statistics, and he a professional in his lane. But Wack100, you always want bet 1,000, bet 100,000, bet anything. Set it up. Alex Alonso will whoop Wack100.
Hey, you think Wack100 get in the ring with me?
He gonna turn it down. and you gotta and look. And the thing is, okay, you gotta be strategic how you turn this down, right? Because on pyro, that don't intimidate us. You gotta do that with somebody else. You know what I mean? Bro, I'm not everybody you hang around. We got some type of whatever. Like, but my thing is, I'm very confident that Alex Alonso will have Wack100 punch drunk.
Let's do it.
What?
Let's do it.
Hey, look. Hey, look. My boy Alex is not a controversy. He not no reality. There's now TV, Zeus, nothing. Hey, but what? Hold on. He been calling you police, dropouts, punks. You got his understudy, sassy badass trying to say rainbow shit, bro. So, I mean, for all that, beat him up, right?
Let's do it.
All right.
I know 1111, the dudes that promote fights, they had been talking to me a couple years ago about
another person
fighting
another person,
another content
creator.
Yeah,
we ain't gonna say his name.
No, we can say his name. I don't care.
No, he good people's though.
Which one? He's good people's?
No, the other person, he was like, he up there in age.
Oh no, not him. Not him.
Okay, yeah, all right.
No, 1111 had suggested a Vlad TV because Vlad and I would have gone back and forth a couple of years, maybe more than that, like 3 or 4 years ago. We're going back and forth, and he blocked me. And Vlad has been very disrespectful towards me.
For real?
Yeah, when he doing interviews with Mob James, he called me a disgruntled employee of the Gangster Chronicles podcast.
I mean, from what I understand, that FG interview was with Alex Alonso on his YouTube channel, and Alex Alonso is essentially a disgruntled ex-employee of, the Gangster Chronicles. So obviously there's a motive for this type of thing. Alex has gone out of the way to talk a bunch of shit about me as well. Right. I don't know what the chip on this dude's shoulder is. I could really care less about who this is.
Well, when you look at it, and the way these dudes is acting and the way they carry themselves today, everybody is fucking right anyway. So when you start accusing, they don't understand the concept of something or really what it is. Even with Alex, I had no problems with that dude. I've tried to get him back to Gangster Chronicles. I've tried everything I could do to get him, but he didn't want to come back because he didn't want to work with Norm. So when I seen him doing an interview, like, man, this your loyalty to me, this a friend, whoop whoop, and I wouldn't have expected him. So it just made me sit back and say you can't trust nobody.
Bro, I wasn't no employee. I was a partner. I was a 25% partner in that podcast, not a disgruntled employee. The reason why I was so mad at Mob James, that's why I did the FG interview. He titled one of the videos on Vlad TV that I presented fake paperwork on Mob James, and then I made.
Is that still up?
No, I made a phone call that day. I called around, and I said, if Vlad wants this heat, then he's gonna get this heat, and it got changed. He took the fake out of it. James McDonald, aka Mob James, was working as a federal informant, and he got you caught up into a drug case.
No doubt.
And I agreed. Look, a lot of people don't know this, but we're gonna talk about it. Mob James and myself had a phone call. We had a phone call because he did a stupid video where he said if there was a whole bunch of white boys stomping me out, he would say, kill Alex.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got that much hatred for me, but he don't have the hatred for FG. He don't have the hatred for Wack100, but he's got the hatred for the journalist who did the interview. So I took that little clip that he put about wishing death upon me, and I put it on my Facebook just so everyone could see this is where he's at with it. This is the level of hate that he has for me doing an interview with you. And I got a call from him. Reggie Wright Jr. called me up and said, "Hey, Mob James wants to holler at you. Can I tap him in?" I said, "Sure, tap him in on the line." So he tapped him in, and then basically he was calling to apologize for wishing death on me. He said he didn't. He was denying that what he said was wishing death. I said, it's your words, James. Everyone could see it. My family is watching this shit you said.
Right.
So he apologized for wishing death on me. He apologized to my wife. My wife was sitting right there when I took the call. And then we also agreed, and this was what Reggie Wright said, hey, can we agree to stop talking about it? Well, and I said, yeah, we could agree to stop talking about it. I won't talk about that he's an informant anymore. I can leave it alone. But then he pops up, and he's talking about it again, F.
No doubt, but man, we got to point that finger at Vlad too, man. You know what I mean? We can't give him a pass, because Vlad know exactly what the hell is going on, and you want a steady coming here, And James should have went on there and said, listen, man, I don't want to talk about that. I don't know how everybody do their interviews and stuff like that. If it's just wide open, you can ask me whatever, you know what I mean? But at the same time, he should have notified Vlad that, look, man, I want to stay away from that topic, And Vlad went in and mentioned my name and talked shit about you. So we got to get on his helmet too, you know what I mean? And I don't think it was professional at all. And at the end of the day, James shouldn't even spoke on it again.
Now, let me play a little clip from that. This is part 2 of the Mob James interview on Vlad TV. Let me cue this up. Let's see if I can get this to play so people could know exactly what the heck we're talking about. And if I can't get it to play, so be it. Let me see.
Well, I mean, from what I understand, that FG interview was with Alex Alonso on his YouTube channel, and Alex Alonso is essentially a disgruntled ex-employee of, the Gangster Chronicles. So obviously there's a motive for this type of thing. Alex has gone out of the way to talk a bunch of shit about me as well.
Right.
I don't know what the chip on this dude's shoulder is. I could really care less about who this is.
Well,
But what this guy Vlad said on this interview, and this is the second time he said it. He says that I've been talking down on him. I've been talking foul on his name, and I've been saying negative things about him. And I guess you could say some of the things are negative. They're just critiques.
Right.
And he has this belief that I got some hatred towards him. But I'm gonna break this down. There are 3 things. There are 3 issues that I have with Vlad. I have an issue with him speaking on the Honorable Minister Farrakhan falsely and then not apologizing for it. I have a problem with him speaking on reparations for Black Americans, and in his world, reparations comes in the form of free education when reparations should be cash. There were cash for the Japanese, there were cash for the Jews.
Right.
During the Holocaust, it was cash for Native Americans. But for Black folks, he's saying they should get free education when most people don't need or want a free education. So I had an issue with that. And then I had an issue with him paying for interviews because that is not part of the journalistic protocol. I know with YouTube and social media, people aren't going to abide and respect the rules of journalism. But this is the reason why you have this interview with Mob James, because he paid Mob James for this interview, because I actually was the middle person between the first interview that Vlad paid Mob James for. He paid him $1,000 for the second interview he did. So since then, he's been getting paid each one. So when you pay someone for an interview, you're obligated now to answer all his questions.
Gotcha.
What Mob James should have did was say, hey, I don't want to talk about that topic. Let's move to the next one. But he can't do that when you're getting paid. When you're getting paid, you better answer them. And we've already agreed we're going to stop talking about this. And now you got this guy, Vlad, slandering and libeling my name, saying things that are 100% untrue. Nobody faked any paperwork.
But I screenshot it. I saved it. So 1111 had, they saw what was going on, and they said, hey, maybe we can get you guys to do a boxing match. I said, let's do it. But that ain't never gonna happen.
Oh yeah, see, I ain't too up on the Vlad Alex Alonso and see. Hey, look. I spend the most time around you more than anybody, and you don't be around him down talking Vlad or nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I don't. Nah.
Okay.
But that was something that 1111 had put in my ear, and I said I'm down to do it because he's about my age. He's taller than me, he's bigger than me, he's heavier than me. I'm down. I'm down to do it. And then the other homie, I was down to do it. He gracefully bowed out of that invitation. And now this is the 3rd time that I'm willing to do it.
Sick.
I'm willing to do it.
Wack100, Cash Jones, what's the deal? Alex Alonso, he will gracefully accept that fade. Like, what's going on?
And I don't know if anyone from Los Angeles. Well, there's been a few people that have called him out. Yeah, but Jay Diggs. I'm saying like
A dozen, a couple dozen.
Yeah.
What? A few was a three.
But I always think of Jay Diggs when you talk about an organized fight. Is Jay Diggs. Now a lot of these people just want to beat him up, but who is called Wack out for an organized fight other than Jay Diggs? You know, let's get in the ring, let's get it promoted. I don't even care about the money, so money shouldn't be a reason. You got a $200 million diaper deal. So I don't even. In fact, I will fight for a call if there is some money involved. I want all of my money to go to the Children's Hospital on Vermont and Sunset.
Okay.
You know, all my money goes to the Children's Hospital if there's some money involved, but I don't care about fighting for a purse.
Okay. All right. Look. And I keep saying I don't want to derail, right?
Yeah.
You see how you say it go to a cause?
Yeah.
Okay. If Wack say he a businessman, he been out the streets X amount of time, why we don't ever hear about the positive things you do or whatever? You know what I mean? You see how you said it could go to a cause?
Absolutely.
Why we don't hear about that? 'Cause I mean, I would like to hear the positive feedback you giving back to Pacoima, and you know what I'm saying, like my boy from down the street, Nipsey Hussle. I know for a fact that elementary right there in the '60s, he got the basketball courts done over. All that, like that's doing something for your community. You know what I'm saying? I can't. Whatever you think, whatever Munchie and Nipsey, I respect that. That's dope. What have you did for the city or community of Pacoima? Because Pacoima is not a city, it's a community. What have you did for the community of Pacoima?
Now, you know who the face of Pacoima is, and Wack will never be able to outshadow this guy.
Who is that?
It's a Mexican dude named Danny Trejo, who went to prison, did a lot of time in San Quentin, got out, became an actor, and been in some of our favorite movies that we've ever seen. He was in Heat. He was
Heat motivated them dudes to go on one. North Hollywood.
Yeah.
Okay. I gotta check that out. Me and baby gotta watch that on Heat.
He was the Mexican dude in Heat, and now he's got Trejo Tacos. There's a big mural in Pacoima of Danny Trejo. He's in his 70s now, and also he was involved in the conversation between the Mexican mafia and James Edward Olmos, who did the movie American Me, because they wanted to kill him. The Mexican mafia, they had a hit on James Edward Olmos because they didn't like the movie. James Edward Olmos had to pay himself out that hit. I think it was $50,000. Danny Trejo talks about that. He is the face of Pacoima. He is the name that should be top on the list when you say Pacoima. Unfortunately, Wack100's name is never going to be on that list when you talk about Pacoima.
No, of course it would never be a mural in Pacoima with his face nowhere, right?
You'll never have a mural of your face. Even when you die, they are not going to put a mural. They got a mural of Danny Trejo and he's still living. That's big when you're still living. You know, there's 100 Nipsey Hussle murals in LA right now.
Right.
None of them were around when he was alive.
Right.
Danny Trejo's got a mural in Pacoima right now and he's still living.
Okay. Another thing, he got this thing where he said it a few times that I'm a failed gangbanger, right? Now, let's note that being a gangbanger is nothing positive at all. You know what I'm saying? So, nothing. And if you, I don't know what Top Dog, what he was doing back in his day, whether he was really active or he just like from the Nickerson Gardens. I don't know, but I know they got love for him in the Bonnie as the Nickerson Gardens, and he bring Rihanna and all these A-list celebrities to the Nickerson Garden projects every year to do a concert. Most of the people in the projects probably can't even purchase a ticket to go to a Rihanna concert. So that's dope. You know what I'm saying? Coming from where you come from. Now, I mean, failed gangbanger is nothing positive about it anyway. You know what I'm saying? So failed gangbanger. He said the homies that got life or dead or missing limbs or shot the way I am are failed gangbangers. But You know, I go up to the schools and holler at the kids and tell them not to do the things I did. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a role model. I'm an example. Don't do that. I want to know what make Wack100 the model ex member or member.
I don't think he has the resume to even say he's a successful gang member, because bro went to jail when he was 16. He got out when he was 21 or 22 and went straight into trucking. So his street history is non-existent.